Look at the size of this thing. This requires a lot of self-control. Good morning, food nerds. I'm Julianne Fader, the GastroNerd, and this is Pimp Your Breakfast, where we take everyday things that you might be eating for breakfast and make them much more exciting and worth waking up for. Oatmeal. Oatmeal is a quintessential American go-to breakfast, and oftentimes when I think about it, it's pretty boring. It just kind of feels like a pile of mush. And it gets pretty bland, and you're just like, oh, this is healthy for me, that's why I'm eating it. But I'm gonna show you a few tips on how to make your oatmeal super sexy and basically like a decadent dessert. Here are all my ingredients. So to start, yes, I'm gonna use regular oatmeal, but I'm gonna throw in some fruit, some cinnamon, some toasted nuts, and then to top it off in decadent Sunday fashion, instead of your ice cream, I'm gonna use Greek yogurt, nice creamy Greek yogurt, and the real cherry on the sundae is some Nutella. I always keep some dried fruit around, and I'm gonna cook that out in the water before I add the oats, and it's gonna be super flavorful, and let me show you how. The first step is I take whatever fruit I have and I cook it in my pot first. In this case, I only have my dried fruit, my cherries. And then depending on how much oatmeal you do, I always like to add less water and then add more as it cooks, depending on your consistency. So I'm gonna let that boil, and it's really gonna plump up the cherries and rehydrate them. Also, if you have frozen fruit in your freezer, it's a great time you can use this in your oatmeal as well. If you do have something like bananas, which I love to do, I like to get the pan super hot first, put the bananas in it, and caramelize them a little bit first. It tastes super decadent. My cherries have been boiling in water. You can start to see the water's actually changing colors. It's taking on some of the cherry flavors, and they're plumping up. So I'm gonna turn down the heat quite a bit, so we don't need to boil our oatmeal, it's fine. And then I'm gonna add my oats. And these are quick cooking oats. These are gonna cook up in less than a minute. I add a little bit of cinnamon. I love cinnamon, and like I said, it gives such a natural sweetness to everything. Meanwhile, I'm toasting my nuts. Just in general, if you're ever gonna use nuts for anything, it's important to toast them because it really makes their flavors come alive. It's warm and wonderful, and it's nice having warm nuts in your oatmeal. My oatmeal's done. As it continues to cool, it's gonna tighten up a little bit. Obviously, if you like soupy oatmeal, then by all means add more water. But that's it. Less than a minute, babe. How long does it take you to stick something in the microwave when you can have fresh, made-to-order oats? Now it's time to pimp this oatmeal out. So my oatmeal is done. Now it's time. Now it's like, this is the sundae bar. This is where all the toppings go. So my first topping is my ice cream, my yogurt. I like to crumble up some toasted nuts. These are pecans, are my favorite nut. Then some cut up strawberries. And now, I like to say like a teaspoon, tablespoon, whatever. That's really not that much. And then I swirl it around, make sure everything, and you'll see it really begins to, it feels like a sundae. This is the best bite, the bite that has the most Nutella on it. It does not even taste like breakfast. And if you think about it, yes, Nutella aside, everything in here is all the components of a really healthy, balanced breakfast, but it is so much better than your instant oatmeal that you're gonna make or any go-to grab-and-go cereal bar. Take a look at that. That's my oatmeal sundae. I guarantee if you make this for yourself, you're never gonna get bored with breakfast, and your belly and your body will be healthier and happier for it. I love this breakfast. So pimp your breakfast, pimp your oatmeal, make this oatmeal sundae. All these ingredients are already probably in your pantry, or if they're not, it's really easy and they're shelf stable for the most part. Thanks for watching The GastroNerd. I'm Julianne Fader. Subscribe to my YouTube channel by clicking this button here, and stay tuned for more delicious nerdiness to come.